People's Democratic Party, Rivers State chapter has officially flagged off its 2025 chairmanship and councilorship campaign ahead of the 30th August 2025 local government area elections. The well-attended ceremony took place at Isaac Adaka Borough Park, Maiwan Job, under the leadership of the state chairman, Honorable Aaron Chukwemeka, DSSRS. During the event, prominent party leaders presented party flags to the chairmanship and councilorship candidates across the state's 23 local government areas. Among the recipients were Sir Allwell Ihunda, DSSRO of Port Harcourt City Local Government Area, and Dr. Gift Walu of Obiakpo Local Government Area, along with their respective councilorship candidates. The occasion drew several distinguished personalities, including the FCT Minister Barrister Yesom Wike, Chief Ferdinand Alna Braba, Chief O. C.J. Okocha, Chief George Thompson Sekibo, His Eminent Desmond Akawo, Chief Felix Obwa, Right Honorable Martin Chike Amewule, DSSRS, Honorable Dr. Chinyere Igwe JP, Honorable Barrister Blessing Chigero Amadi, DSSRS, and Honorable Major Jack, DSSRS, among others. Following the ceremony, candidates and campaign teams are expected to intensify word-to-word engagement, voter sensitization, and issue-based outreach aimed at consolidating PDP's base ahead of Election Day. Rivers State government has launched a comprehensive strategy to tackle malnutrition by strengthening health systems, boosting sustainable food production, and deepening community engagement. The initiative was unveiled at the Rivers State Nutrition 774 Town Hall Stakeholders Workshop in Port Harcourt by State Administrator Vice Admiral Ibok Eta Ibas, retired, who was represented by the Secretary to the State Government, Ibibia Worika. He stressed the need for urgent, united action to address the crisis. With the theme, Strengthening Capacity to Drive Action for Nutrition Delivery, the program unites government agencies, communities, and development partners under a single framework aimed at improving nutrition security. It will focus on clear priorities, reliable data, sustainable financing, and outreach to every household. IBAS noted that the state has already taken key steps, including allocating 10.8% of the 2025 budget to health, establishing nutrition departments, and creating dedicated budget lines across ministries. He also highlighted plans to revitalize major health facilities such as the Mother and Child Hospital and the Dr. Peter Orderly Cancer and Cardiovascular Diagnosis Center. On food security, he announced the planned revival of the Songhai Integrated Farm and the reactivation of the Rivers State Cassava Processing Plant in Oyibo to strengthen agricultural value chains. The Rivers State Council on Nutrition will coordinate the plan's implementation, backed by data-driven monitoring and measurable results. National and local stakeholders have pledged their support. Issues surrounding the assault involving an Ibom Air passenger, Miss Comfort Emansin, is still generating reactions in Nigeria and across the country. Federal government has withdrawn its criminal complaint against Miss Comfort Emansin, the passenger accused of unruly behavior aboard an Ibom Air flight, and reduced the flight ban imposed on Fuji music star Wasiu Ayinde Marshall, popularly known as Kwam One. However, Atlantic Television Network News went to the streets of Port Harcourt to sample opinions of Nigerians on the subject matter.
Issues surrounding the assault involving an Ibom Air passenger, Miss Comfort Emerson, is still generating reactions in Nigeria and across the country. Federal government has withdrawn its criminal complaints against Miss Comfort Emerson, the passenger accused of unruly behavior on board an Ibom Air flight, and reduced the flight ban imposed on Fuji music star Wasiu Ayinde Marshall, popularly known as Kwan One. Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, announced a decision on Wednesday following consultations with stakeholders in the aviation sector. He said the police will immediately take the remaining steps to facilitate her release from Kirikiri prisons within the week. Also, the Nigerian Bar Association condemned the treatment of Miss Comfort Emerson over an incident on board an Ibom Air flight, describing it as a violation of her right to dignity. While some Nigerians are calling for the arrest of Mr. Wasiu Ayinde Marshall, also known as Kwan One, over what seems to be a similar incident, the Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection of the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, Mike Achimugu, said the two incidents were different. In the Kwan One incident, he said the airline did not activate its rights to take the passenger to court, whereas in the Ibom Air incident, maybe because their staff had been assaulted, the airline immediately activated its rights to take up the matter and it went to court. He noted that the NCAA was not directly involved in Emerson's case, whereas in Kwanwon's situation, the authority issued an advisory to the airline operators of Nigeria to ban the musicians from flights. Other prominent Nigerians, including celebrities, have also reacted differently on the subject matter. However, Atlantic Television Network went to the streets of Port Harcourt to sample opinions of Nigerians on the issue. Some Nigerians blame Ms. Comfort Emerson for not adhering to rules and regulations by simply putting off her phones, adding that the assault was self-inflicted.
The lady was wrong. Actually, I'll put some blame on her. She's not absolved of the blame completely. Number one, she's supposed to have complied to whatever the air hostess was telling her to do. Then if she has any other complaint after that, she would have taken it up with them. But rather, she felt fighting them was the best option, and look at what it resulted to.
The reality is that the law is law. As a law-abiding citizen, on the part of Emerson, she, regardless of her narrative, her conduct and her way and manner she exhibited dissent was unacceptable, and of course even her also the way and manner she was handled.
If you are entering a plane and they say you should off your phone, for me, I will even thank them, because this thing, if I have accident on the ground, the vehicle will land somewhere, people will see me. But this one on the air, somebody asked me, advised me, maybe I might have forgotten, reminded me to off it. I will say thank you, I will off it, because I don't see any reason. It's not worth it at all. Even the embarrassment he caused herself, only that simple obedience would have.
The instruction is switch off your phone. It's just that some of our Nigerians don't understand the meaning of some words and why they are being used. Switch off your phone, not on flight mode. It's very clear.
On the other hand, they also blamed the Ebon Air security for lacking the proper trainings, good conduct, and moral value, stressing that the assault on Ms. Comfort Emerson violates her fundamental human rights.
As regards the trending issue of the controversy with the lady that was boarding the plane, what I would say is that I think the responsibility lies on everybody there, both the aviation, the airline company, and also the lady to some extent as well. But however, to err is human, but forgiveness is divine. We have to ensure that we do not treat this case and create a long precedent, a wrong message to even the international community, because this matter can also affect our brand as it relates to our citizens traveling to other countries, because it can demarket us as people who are flight risk.
Of assaulting the lady to the point of making her go almost naked to some parts is wrong. There are official ethics on how to handle that. I may not be there, but I also believe that the right thing would have been allow her come down safely. When it gets to the first checkpoint, you can now redirect her to maybe the authorities that the hostess had in mind.
For what I saw, I was against how they treated the woman, and again, the way they drag her, instead of them to at least ask her to calm down, take her to maybe the security will not address the issue, than the way they drag her and expose her.
Adrian Samuel, Atlantic Television Network, Port Harcourt.
No fewer than 83 aggrieved members of the People's Democratic Party in Imo State have sued the party's state chairman, Austin Nwachukwu, the Independent National Electoral Commission, and others over the conduct of the state's progress, which they allege was marred by exclusion and illegality. In a suit filed at the Federal High Court, Owerri, the aggrieved members are seeking to unseat Nwachukwu and other top officials of the party. Led by Lambert Eze, the plaintiffs accused the party of violating both the Electoral Act 2022 and its own constitution by allegedly excluding duly elected delegates from Idi North and South local government areas during the State Congress of August 31, 2024 that produced Machiku and other state executive members, but the plaintiffs insisted it was unlawful, null and void. Also joined in the suit are the PDP national body and 10 other individuals, including caretaker leaders of the party in the Idi North and Idi South local government areas, Honorable Chris Ozwemena and Honorable Dr. Sylvester Duru Kwaku. The plaintiffs are asking the court to nullify the Congress, restrain the current officials from parading themselves as executives, and order a fresh democratically conducted Congress that will include all qualified delegates. Anambra State Police Command has raided the black spots in Ogidi, the Idemili North local government area of the state, arresting 6 suspects, including a female. The spokesman for the State Police Command, SP Tochko Ikenga, disclosed this in a press statement released on Wednesday, adding that police operatives attached to the Special Anti-Cultism Squad in Enugu Uko carried out the operation on Tuesday. Ikenga said the team recovered 1 fabricated Beretta pistol without a magazine and quantities of illicit drugs, including Mburu Miri crystal meth, during the raid. They arrested 6 suspects, including a female, and recovered 1 fabricated Beretta pistol without a magazine and quantities of illicit drugs, including Mpuru Miri crystal meth, during the raid. The suspects are Oli Sayemeka Izuchuku, male, aged 21 years, Isioma Chisom, male, aged 22 years, Chinonso Izuchuku, male, aged 20 years, Chinaza Isioma, male, aged 24 years, Onyekwelu Miracle, male, aged 19 years, and Mrs. Chineye Eloka Okeke, female, aged 35 years. The Commissioner of Police CP Kyoyu Orutugu commended the cooperatives for their swift action and reaffirmed the command's resolve to sustain the tempo against cultism, drug trafficking, and other crimes in the state. Police command in Anambra has detained a 63-year-old woman, Ngozi Mwotwanya, over alleged involvement in interstate child trafficking. The suspect was arrested by police operatives attached to Oba Division following credible intelligence. Police Public Relations Officer SP Tochku Ikenga disclosed this in a statement on Wednesday in Oka. Ikenga stated that the command has forwarded information regarding the child's custodian in Mina to the Niger State Police Command. He said that police will facilitate possible recovery and reunification with the child's parents, as well as other necessary actions. On the State Police Command has confirmed the death of the Divisional Police Officer in charge of Kajola Police Station in Odigbo, local government area, Nimrod Anaka. The command spokesman, Ayalade Olushola, confirmed this to the newsmen on Wednesday. Olushola did not give further details of the officer and what led to his death. The DPO, who was said to have developed a sudden illness, died on his way to a hospital for medical attention on Tuesday. AT reports that the news of his death threw the officers attached to the station into mourning. A source disclosed that the body of the DPO had been deposited at the mortuary. 5 candidates contesting the forthcoming by-election in Ibadan North Federal Constituency have signed a peace accord. The peace accord was signed at the Oyo State headquarters of Independent National Electoral Commission on Wednesday. The 5 candidates who signed the peace agreement are Dexter Femi Akin Alamu, African Democratic Congress Adewale Hastrop Olatunji, All Progressives Congress Olabisi Olajumoke Odususi, All Progressives Grand Alliance Fola Sunday Oyekunle People's Democratic Party, and Hamed Badmos Zenith Labour Party. The event was attended by leaders of the political parties, security chiefs, and other stakeholders. ATN reports that the by-election is due to take place on Saturday, 16th August 2025. The election became necessary in order to fill the vacant position created as a result of the demise of the last occupant of the seat, Honorable Musleedin Olaide Akeremi. Akeremi died last year at the age of 51. Resident Electoral Commissioner Dr. Adeniran Ramontela, while addressing the gathering, noted that the peace accord became necessary in order to ensure a free and fair election. He added that the Commission is committed to conducting a credible election. Adeniran encouraged the candidates and their supporters to maintain a high level of decorum and sportsmanship throughout the electoral process. Lagos State government has sealed Dowen College in Lekki Phase 1 over alleged violation of waste management regulations. Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, Tokumbo Wahab, announced the enforcement on Wednesday in a post on X, formerly Twitter. While disclosing the official update, Wahab wrote that the operatives of the Lagos State Environmental Sanitation Corps, in collaboration with the Lagos State Waste Management Authority, sealed up Dowen College in Lekki over indiscriminate waste disposal. The action followed a Tuesday post by the commissioner in which he shared a video showing operatives of the Lagos State Environmental Sanitation Corps apprehending a yet-to-be-identified man for allegedly violating waste disposal rules. In the footage, the man admitted to working with Dowen College after being questioned by an official, leading the agency to trace the offense to the school. Barely a fortnight after taking office as councillor for Ward C1 in the Ibeju Lekki local government area of Lagos State, Oluwakemi Rufai is dead. Rufai, the only female member of the council's legislative arm, died in the early hours of Wednesday, August 13, 2025, following a brief illness. Confirming the development in separate statements, Ibeju Lekki local government area chairman, Sezon Oluwa, and Lekki local council development area chairman Razaki Kasali described her death as a devastating loss to both the council and the community she served. The Lagos State chapter of the All Progressives Congress, APC, also mourned Rufai's passing. Party spokesman Sheye Oladejo paid tribute to her as a rising star within the APC, whose leadership reflected commitment, grassroots service, and gender inclusion. Oladejo noted that despite her short time in office, Rufai made a lasting impression through her dedication to community development and loyalty to the party's principles. He extended condolences to her family, constituents, and the Ibeju Lekki community, adding that her legacy of service, courage, and vision will not be forgotten. Independent National Electoral Commission in Osun State said it will relocate registration points for the forthcoming continuous voter registration exercise from local government secretariats currently under lock. Osun local government secretariats have been shut since February 17, 2025 due to a tussle between the People's Democratic Party and the All Progressives Congress over control of councils. The APC had claimed that the February 10, 2025 decision of the Court of Appeal, Akure, had returned its candidates elected in the October 15, 2022 local government elections, but sacked by the Osogbo Federal High Court in December 2022. But the PDP said that the officials who emerged on February 22, 2025 are legally recognized to manage the affairs of council areas in the state. Speaking during the stakeholders meeting in Osogbo, the state capital, on Wednesday, the resident electoral commissioner, Dr. Mutiu Agbeko, said the affected INEC offices had been identified and would be moved to alternative locations to ensure the CVR proceeds without disruption. Aboke said also announced that activities for the August 8, 2026 Osun governorship election have officially begun with notices posted in on INEC local government offices. Party primaries are scheduled between November 24 and December 15, 2025, while submission of candidates' particulars will run from January 15 to February 9, 2026. Ogun State government has extended by 2 weeks the deadline for property owners and occupiers affected by its ongoing fiscal development audits to submit their title document. In a statement issued by the Commissioner for Fiscal Planning and Urban Development, Olatunji Odunlami, the extension will allow more time for property owners and developers to present their planning permits or regularize unapproved developments with the ministry and its agencies. The decision follows appeals from affected property owners in Shagamu and Ijebu-Ode and is intended to reflect the government's commitment to transparency and adherence to the rule of law. Odunlami stressed that the exercise in Shagamu, Ijebu-Ode, and other parts of the state is not targeted at any individual or organization but part of a continuous effort to promote sustainable urban development. He also noted that the extension does not affect any constitutional or statutory actions already taken by the state on the matter. The fiscal development audit aims to ensure compliance with planning regulations and to curb unapproved construction across the state. Kano State House of Assembly on Wednesday suspended the chairman of Rano Local Government Council, Alhaji Naziru Yau, for 3 months over alleged misconduct. The suspension followed the adoption of a report by the House Committee on Public Petition during plenary, presided over by the Speaker, Alhaji Jibril Fakore. Presenting the report, the committee chairman and majority leader of the House, Alhaji Lawan Hosseini Dala NNPP said the investigation was prompted by a petition signed by 9 of the 10 councillors in the council. He said the petition accused the chairman of financial recklessness, sale of shops and diversion of fertilizer meant for the local government, among other allegations. According to him, the committee's findings indicated a serious misunderstanding within the Rano Council and a lack of synergy between the chairman and councillors. Hussaini added that the chairman diverted the feeder road project from Kwana Jumangada to another ward without approval from the State Ministry of Local Government or the council. The House leader said although the chairman denied the allegations, the committee recommended the suspension in line with Section 128 of the Constitution and Section 55, Paragraph 1 to 6 of the Kano State Local Government Law 2006. The committee also recommended the immediate submission of Rano local government areas to the financial statement and the appointment of the vice chairman to serve in an acting capacity during the suspension. After deliberations, members unanimously adopted the recommendations, effectively suspending the chairman and placing the council under temporary oversight. Federal Capital Territory Civil Service Commission says 915 workers, mostly assistant and deputy directorate cadre, have been cleared for a computer-based promotion examination. The commission said that the participants drawn from the Universal Basic Education Board, Secondary Education Board, Education Secretariat, and other departments and agencies would have to prove their qualification for the next level through the examination. Chairman of the commission, Emeka Eze, said during the examination exercise, nothing that the computer-based examination was introduced to ensure that those who would move to substantive positions as directors are well qualified to face modern technology-driven challenges associated with the work.
We started by doing first and foremost a verification exercise to establish the number of workforce in FCTA. And having almost finished that, the next level is to clear the backlog of promotions over the years. When His Excellency Mr. Governor or Mr. Minister came on board, there were a backlog of outstanding promotions. To the extent by 2023 when he came, he cleared all the backlogs of promotions dating back up to 2019, up to the level of deputy directors. And so with the conclusion of verification exercise, the outstanding promotions for directors for 2023 is now due. And as part of the renewed hope agenda of the present administration, we needed to introduce technology to avoid, first of all, the speed of the release of results, and then the possibility of interferences and pressures. And so we will be the first commission to introduce CBT tests in Nigeria. The technology has become, we are in a digital world, and the bulk of these people are our teachers and those who produce and train our younger ones. And if you don't know, how do you teach people if you don't know? So I'm very perfect and sure that a lot of them are computer literate.
Is a review that the commission encountered too many falsification of age in the service record and that workers who were caught in the web age falsification were asked to retire from the service.
Mainly, a lot of people tamper with their age. You know, a lot of people tamper with their age. A lot of people presented unverifiable certificates. Some of them have been asked to retire. Like somebody who was born in the year 2000 said he would finish primary school in 2006. Somebody born in 1995 said he finished secondary school in 2000. And so many of such ones. So those ones, like somebody who was born in 1959, claimed that he was born in 1965. You know, those ones, when we find them out, we of course will retire them. Those of them who falsified their ages were retired immediately. All the FCT administration officers who are due for promotion as of 2023 to the position of directors.
Okay.
Also speaking, Martins Azubike, representative of Southeast in the commission, stated that the participants who failed to scale through in the exams will have no one to blame for remaining in their position.
And we don't intend to look back. It's going to be sustained. And like the chairman said, technology is here with us and we can't do otherwise. It's a promotion exam. They're already in service. All of them today are deputy directors. And of course also we need to underscore the point that promotion is subject to vacancy. So by the time the exam is over, the top candidates will occupy the vacant positions, and those who don't get to this thing will continue in their present position as deputy directors. The fate is simple. If you can't operate it, it means you can't answer your questions. And at the end of the day, the computer will grade you. If it is 0, the computer will grade you. And those who are able to operate the computer and answer correctly, and of course, come tops, will get promoted.
Independent National Electoral Commission has warned Nigerians against multiple registration in the forthcoming continuous voters registration exercise. The resident electoral commissioner in Plateau, Alhaji Mohammed Sadiq, said this during a meeting with stakeholders on the resumption of CVR across the country. Newsmen on Wednesday quoted Sadiq as saying that such a move would not only attract grave consequences, but that anyone caught would be completely delisted from the voter register. Sadiq said voter registration is not only a fundamental right, but also a duty of every eligible citizen of Nigeria. He particularly explained that the CVR will commence as from August 18 with the online registration. The REC also called on residents of Plateau who have registered before to take advantage of the CVR exercise and collect their PVCs. He said that the Commission had put modalities in place towards ensuring that non-Nigerians did not participate in the CVR exercise. He called on traditional rulers, religious leaders, political parties and other critical stakeholders to sensitize the eligible residents to participate in the exercise. You're watching the Global News on Atlantic Television Network. We'll be back after this break. Do stay tuned. welcome back. This is the Global News on Atlantic Television Network, and now to the rest of our stories. President Bola Tinubu on Wednesday inaugurated new members of the Nigerian Law Reforms Commission ahead of the Federal Executive Council meeting at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. The swearing-in, which held at the council chambers, was a brief but formal ceremony. Those sworn in included Professor Dakas C.J. Dakas, who assumes the role of chairman, and Dr. Uchenna Eugene, appointed as commissioner. Before the commencement of the deliberations, the FEC presided, observed the minutes of silence in honor of Chief Awudu Ogbe, former Minister of Agriculture and ex-national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, who passed away recently. Senator George Akume, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, described the late Ogbe as a committed and patriotic Nigerian whose service to the nation spanned decades. In attendance at the meeting, we have Vice President Kashim Shettima, Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Dr. Esther Didi Walson Jack, National Security Advisor Malam Nuhu Rebadu, and the Chief of Staff to the President Femi Badamiala. Also present were ministers and heads of ministries scheduled to make presentations during the session. President Bola Tinubu has said Nigerians have no reason to be poor, reiterating his administration's commitments to promoting the growth of micro, small, and medium enterprises in the country. Tinubu made the statement at the 8th expanded National MSME Clinic in Calabar on Wednesday. Represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, he said the country had boundless human and natural resources at its disposal. The president said Cross River as a state had the capacity to grow almost every crop because of its fertile land. Tinubu further said that upon assumption of office, his government guaranteed access to capital and pledged to support ventures that would redefine the future of work, skills, and industry. He commended the Cross River government for establishing a state-of-the-art communication and technology hub for MSMEs, saying this aligns with the states with three trends in digital technology. In a speech, Governor Basu Otu described the 8th MSME Clinic as a special purpose initiative between Cross River and the federal government. Otu said the essence was to enhance the entrepreneurial spirit of the citizens and grow the economy of the state. Federal government has withdrawn its criminal complaint against Ms. Comfort Emansin, the passenger accused of unruly behavior aboard an Ibom air flight, and reduced the flight ban imposed on Fuji music star Wasiu Ayinde Marshal, popularly known as Kwamwan. Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo San, announced the decisions on Wednesday following consultations with stakeholders in the aviation sector. According to the minister, the resolutions were reached after reviewing the incident, considering appeals from well-meaning individuals and considering the remorse shown by those involved. Keyamo revealed that Ibom Air has agreed to withdraw its complaint against Ms. Emansin, who was arrested over the August 3rd incident. Following the withdrawal, the airport command and the police prosecutor will take steps to secure her release from Kirikiri prison this week. The airline operators of Nigeria has also agreed to lift the lifetime ban placed on her, with details to be announced soon. On the value jet incident involving Kwan 1, the minister disclosed that the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority will reduce his ban to 1 month. FAN also plans to engage the administration as an ambassador for airport security protocols. The 1-month ban will also apply to Value Jet's captain Oluranti Ogoyi and First Officer Ivan Oloba, whose licenses will be restored after mandatory professional reappraisal. Director General of the National Orientation Agency, Larry Issa Onulu, has unveiled 5 new nationwide enlightenment campaigns on government policies, national values, security awareness, disaster preparedness, and national identity. The 5 thematic areas for the campaign include national enlightenment on government policies, programs and activities, flood mitigation and disaster preparedness, national security awareness, national values reorientation for students against extreme sign-out practices, and the Nigerian Identity Project and National Symbols campaign. Speaking during a press conference to unveil the campaigns in Abuja on Wednesday, the DG explained that the intensive campaigns will hold across the country over the next 2 weeks. He added that all 4,000 staff of the NOA across its 818 office locations in the 704 local governments of the Federation will be engaged in the campaigns scheduled to commence on Wednesday, 20th August 2025 for the next 15 days. Issa Onulu described the campaigns as a coordinated national awakening that touches the very heart of identity, safety, values and development aimed at addressing national issues across the country. Adding that the country stood at a redefining moment and that the campaigns became important as Nigeria was about to transition into a micro-economy. National Executive Council of the Nigerian Union of Journalists has expressed concern over escalating insecurity in many parts of the country, particularly in Benue, Zamfara, and Plateau states, among others. It noted that the rising cases of banditry, kidnapping, terrorism, and other violent crimes continue to endanger lives and threaten national unity, and called on the federal government and security agencies to intensify efforts to restore peace, protect citizens, and prevent the nation from sliding into a further lawlessness. A communication at the end of the next meeting of the NUJ held in Kano, signed by Achike Chud, National Secretary, lamented the hazardous state of federal and state roads across the country, particularly in Delta, Bauchi, Gombe to Taraba, Benue, Rivers, Enugu, and Kogi State. It noted that many of the roads have become death traps, disrupting economic activities and causing needless loss of lives. The communique urged both federal and state governments to take immediate action to rehabilitate critical road networks and ensure the timely and quality completion of all ongoing projects. It noted with dismay the growing incidents of unprofessional conduct by some chief press secretaries, CPS, to state governors, including hostility towards journalists and obstructing NUJ council leaders from accessing their governors, stressing that such behavior is unacceptable. The communique also warned state governments to desist from unnecessary censorship of media organizations in their respective states. An Ikeja magistrate court sitting in Ogba, Lagos State on Wednesday discharged Comfort Emansin, the passenger accused of unruly behavior and assault aboard an Ibom air flight. Magistrate Olariwaju Salami discharged Emerson following the withdrawal of the 5 charges preferred against her by the police. Earlier, the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo San, announced the decisions following consultations with stakeholders in the aviation sector. According to the minister, the resolutions were reached after reviewing the incident, considering appeals from well-meaning individuals and considering the remorse shown by those involved. Keyamo revealed that Ibom Air has agreed to withdraw its complaint against Emansin, who was arrested over the August 10 in this incident. Emansin was arraigned on Monday before the court, and after being granted bail in the sum of 500,000 naira with 2 shorties in like sum, she was remanded at the Kirikiri Correctional Center as she couldn't meet her bail conditions. At the resumed hearing of the case, the prosecution Oluwabumi Aideton informed the court that there were new developments that necessitated the withdrawal of the case. She tendered application to court for the withdrawal of the case, which was admitted by the court. Following the application, Magistrate Salami granted the request and ordered Emansin's discharge. And now to some business news. The Dangote Petroleum Refinery, has announced a 13 naira reduction in the ex-depot gantry price of premium motor spirit petrol, bringing it down from 850 naira to 820 naira per litre. In a statement issued by the refinery's chief branding and communications officer, Anthony Chiegina, the price change took effect on Tuesday, August 12, 2025. He said the adjustment reflects the company's unwavering commitment to national development and assured the public of a steady and uninterrupted supply of petroleum products. The announcement comes as the refinery prepares to begin direct nationwide fuel distribution, a move expected to prompt petroleum marketers to lower pump prices in the coming days. As of Tuesday evening, retail fuel prices in Abuja range between 885 naira and 970 naira per litre. Nigeria's oil output, excluding coal condensate, rose by 11% year-on-year to 1.559 million barrels per day in July, representing the highest monthly production level in 2025. Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries disclosed this yesterday in its August 2025 monthly oil market report. According to OPEC, the nation's crude oil output increased by 11% year-on-year to 1.559 million barrels per day in July, from 1.386 million barrels per day in the corresponding period of 2024. Furthermore, on a month-on-month basis, the oil output rose marginally by 1.0% to 1.559 million barrels per day from 1.543 million barrels per day in June 2025. According to OPEC, the output in July was the highest in 2025 based on data obtained from secondary sources. However, when data obtained from direct communication were considered, OPEC noted that the nation's oil output increased to 1.559 million barrels per day from 1.307 million barrels per day. Nigeria's National Sugar Development Council has secured a deal with 4 operators to develop greenfield sugar projects that will collectively produce 400,000 tons annually. This was contained in a recent statement by NSDC after the partnership signing event in Abuja. He said the deal is the latest phase in an ambitious campaign by the Nigerian government to slash the country's hefty sugar import bill and achieve domestic self-sufficiency. Commenting, the Executive Secretary and CEO of the Council, Mr. Kama Bakrin, said the government has designated 2025 as a year of accelerated development for sugar products. He added that the initiative reflects the government's urgency in addressing food security concerns and reducing import dependence. Bakrin argued that structural changes in global commodity markets have made local production more commercially attractive than at any point in the industry's history, presenting a window of opportunity for rapid capacity expansion. National Insurance Commission has constituted a 2025 recapitalization committee following President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's assent to the Nigeria Insurance Industry Reform Act 2025. A statement delivered by the Commission confirmed that the committee, chaired by Mrs. Oluwatoyin Charles, Director of Supervision, would oversee the implementation of the recapitalization program as its primary responsibility. The recapitalization program also includes ensuring compliance with revised capital requirements and promoting transparency and integrity in sourcing and verifying capital inflows. The Commissioner for Insurance, Mr. Olusegun Ayo Omoshehin, during the committee's inauguration in Abuja in August 12, emphasized the critical role of recapitalization in stabilizing the industry and its contribution to Nigeria's $1 trillion economic vision. Some of the key terms of reference for the committee to develop a recapitalization roadmap. This involves creating a detailed plan for the Commission and the insurance industry. Also, the committee is to develop guidelines and circulars on recapitalization, recommended composition of minimum capital requirements, and identify incentives and concessions that may be obtained from other regulatory authorities. Pension funds investment in real estate investment trusts increased astronomically to 77.8 billion naira in the first half of 2025. This is massive 417.8% jump from 15.28 billion naira recorded in the same period of 2024, a reflection of improved interest in the trust. Meanwhile, direct investments of pension funds by pension funds administrators in real estate declined by 7.4% to 255.9 billion from 276.64 billion in the first half 2024. These are contained in a report on pension funds industry portfolio released by the National Pension Commission. This decline reflects pension funds administrators' low risk appetite towards non-corporate real estate portfolios. Newsman Finance reviewed that the increasing apathy to direct real estate investment by PFAs is due to many factors, mainly arbitrary revocation of certificate of occupancy by state governments, regulatory bottlenecks, among others. It will be recalled that efforts to address the housing gap by enhancing investments in the real sector led to the introduction of rates in 2007 by the Securities and Exchange Commission. You are still watching the news on Atlantic Television Network. Up next is International Tidbits. Israeli military said Wednesday it had approved the framework for a new offensive in the Gaza Strip, days after the Security Cabinet called for the seizure of Gaza City. Armed Forces Chief Lieutenant General Eyal Zame approved the main framework for the IDF's operational plan in the Gaza Strip, a statement released by the army said. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's government has not provided a precise timetable for when Israeli troops will enter the territory's largest city, where thousands have taken refuge after fleeing previous offensives. Gaza Civil Defense Agency said Israeli airstrikes on Gaza City have intensified in recent days, with the residential neighborhoods of Zayton and Sabra hit with very heavy airstrikes targeting civilian homes, possibly including high-rise buildings. News of the military's approval of the plans comes hours after Hamas said a senior delegation had arrived in Cairo for preliminary talks with the Egyptian officials on a temporary truce. Netanyahu's government's plans to expand the Gaza war after more than 22 months of fighting have sparked an international outcry as well as domestic opposition. UN-backed experts have warned of widespread famine unfolding in the territory where Israel has drastically curtailed the amount of humanitarian aid it allows in. Niger's lawyers have announced a two-day strike on Thursday and Friday to protest against the military's government dissolution of the West African Countries Justice Union. The bar association accused the junta, which took power in the July 2023 coup, of undermining judicial independence. The protest follows last week's decision by Interior Minister General Mohamed Tumba to dissolve 5 judicial unions, a move Justice Minister Alio Dauda defended, claiming the groups were promoting personal interests and dragging everyone down. In a statement on Tuesday, the bar demanded the immediate and unconditional reinstatement of the unions, warning that the dissolution was an attempt to silence those safeguarding judicial independence. The Autonomous Syndicate of the Magistrates of Niger, one of the unions affected, said Wednesday it had already filed appeals against what it called the minister's nefarious decree, stressing that justice must not be held hostage by any power. The junta have also dissolved 3 other unions, one for border guards and 2 for water and forestry workers, whose members have been deployed to help combat the country's long-running jihadist insurgency. Fighters linked to Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State group have carried out regular attacks in Niger for over a decade, and the military regime have struggled to halt the violence. And here now is ATN Sports News. Christian Romero has been named the new captain for Tottenham Hotspur. The Argentine takes over the captain armband left behind by Song Heung-min with immediate effect. This decision was made by the club's new boss, Thomas Frank, ahead of the new season. According to Fabrizio Romano, the manager saw Romero as key player since day one at the club. A deal for the player to join Atletico Madrid was never advanced this summer despite reports, according to Romano. The South American is fully focused on his Tottenham Hotspur career. Heung-min Son, who took over the Tottenham Hotspur captain armband from Hurricane, following the Englishman's departure to Bayern Munich, which has joined Major League Soccer side Los Angeles. The South Korean completed his move to MLS, with Tottenham receiving a fee in excess of 15 million euros. Sudan coach Kwesi Appiah has urged Super Eagles gaffer Eric Chell to do some polishing in his attacking line after his side defeated the home-based Nigerian national team 4-0 at the ongoing African Nations Championship on Tuesday. Appiah watched as Sudan trashed the Super Eagles B team to send Nigeria out from the competition. Abdelrauf's brace goal from Waliedin Kadeh and an own goal by Leonard Ngege gave Sudan the win against Nigeria. The outcome of the encounter means Sudan now top Group D with 4 points from 2 games, while Nigeria have no points. Speaking to the media after the game, Appiah said the coach only needs to do some polishing with the attack. Sudan's next chance game is against Senegal, who defeated Nigeria 1-0. Paul Ofor is set to be named new head coach of the Nigerian National League side Aqua United. According to reports, Ofor is currently in EU to finalize the deal. Ofor is reported to be keen on the vacant position after his resignation from Nationwide League One NLO side, Grassrunners FC. He is the clear favorite for the position following the resignation of Kennedy Boboye. It recalls that Ofor came to prominence after guarding Sporting Lagos to the Nigerian Premier Football League in 2023. Ofor was sacked the following season and was replaced by Abdullahi before. And now, entertainment news. Award-winning gospel singer Mercy Chinwo has celebrated a major milestone in her personal life, marking her 3rd wedding anniversary with her husband, Pastor Blessed Uzochikwa. She took to Instagram on Wednesday to share elegant photographs and a heartfelt message that resonated deeply with fans and well-wishers. Known for her powerful vocals and unwavering faith, Chinwo posted striking images of herself and her husband in coordinated black formal outfits, posing lovingly together. The photos radiated grace, unity, and a strong marital bond. Her anniversary tributes reflected on their journey since marriage in 2022, highlighting the love, grace, shared memories, and divine guidance that have shaped their relationship. The message also underscored their commitment to building a purposeful life together, marked by mutual support and kingdom impact. Celebrated in both Christian and entertainment circles, the couple has become a symbol of godly partnership and intentional marriage. Following her post, fans, fellow gospel artists, and public figures flooded the comment section with congratulatory messages, commending their example of faith and love. Mrs. Chinwo remains an inspiring figure through her music and personal life, consistently using her platforms to express gratitude and devotion to both her calling and her partner in purpose. Renowned media personality Toke Makinwa has announced that she is expecting her first child, revealing her baby bump in a heartwarming video. The 40-year-old, who has previously spoken about her desire for motherhood and explored options such as surrogacy, described the pregnancy as the most significant chapter of her life. She credited God for the blessing, noting its life-changing impact and the new opportunities it has brought. Reflecting on her journey, Makinwa acknowledged that while there were moments of doubt, the waiting period ultimately served as preparation for this milestone. She expressed deep gratitude for being chosen for motherhood and shared her excitement about stepping into the role. She also conveyed her eagerness to meet our unborn child, expressing immense happiness and appreciation for what she considers an answered prayer. Afrobeat singer David Adeleke, popularly known as Davido, has reviewed the tragedy of losing his son, Ifeanyi Adeleke, was life-changing. He recalls that with Davido and his wife, Chioma, lost their 3-year-old son, Ifeanyi, after he drowned in the pool at the singer's residence in Banana Island, Lagos State in October 2022. Speaking in a recent interview, Davido stated that losing his son changed his perspective about life and his career. He also said he was proud about how him and Chioma handled the loss and were able to bounce back. The music star revealed that their strength has become a source of inspiration for many, recounting how people approached him on several occasions to appreciate him for inspiring them to be strong in hard times. And that's the global news for tonight. Before we go, another look at the major stories. Rivers PDP flags off 2025 chairmanship councillorship campaign. Court discharges Ibom Air passenger Comfort Emansin. Tinubu swears in law reforms commission officials. Dangote refinery reduces petrol price to 820 naira per litre. Israeli military approves plan for new Gaza offensive. Tottenham confirmed Christian Romero as new captain. And Messi Chinwo celebrates 3 years of marriage. I favor Chikwesiri Michael. Thank you for watching. You can follow us on social media platforms on Facebook and on Twitter at Atlantic TV Net, on Facebook and YouTube at Atlantic Television Network, and on Instagram at TV Net, Atlantic TV Network. And don't forget, peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Do have a pleasant night rest.